In my young days, Ajax was famous, but in my region was at FC Twente, and we had a great player in that time. It was a really good team, Twente, with really many more good players, but it was one. It was Epi Drost. He was the libero. He was famous about all the risk he'd take from the back. It was a really good player, famous, really idol for FC Twente. Still there is a stand mentioned after him. So he's one of the famous, maybe the most famous player of FC Twente ever. So the club icon.
And you got to work with him?
Yes, I had the luck to work with him later on. When I was selected by FC Twente, I came in the youth, and he was coach of the under-23. He was also the assistant. So then I met him, and he trained and coached me.
And you shared his boots as well?
Yeah, it is. Huh? We had the same size of boots, so and we shared them.
At what point, when your playing career stopped, or maybe while you were still a player, did you think that you wanted to be a manager?
Yes, but you never know if you go in that direction. Finally, but as a player already, I did some courses, so I got already some badges in where I was playing as a professional player. I got my CMB license. So in the moment I quit, I went and go for the A license.
When you were a player, how would you describe the way that you were as a player and what you wanted to achieve?
I think as a player, I was already so like a coach. I was like the connecting between the manager and the team. I was captain. So I was in the middle of the pitch, positioned. I was the center midfielder, I was the holding midfielder, and I tried to organize a team.
So when you became that coach or the manager, did you take influences from other managers that you maybe had worked with or that you had watched from afar?
Yes, and there were some, and a famous one was the manager of that FC Twente was Kees Rijvers. Later on he was manager of PSV. Win their European Cup. Later on he was also the manager of the Netherlands. Previous he was a very good player, and I had also the luck. 2 years he was my coach at FC Twente, and yeah, I learned a lot about him, about organization in football, about his philosophy, about playing from the back, attacking football, and about team spirit. But also other managers inspired me definitely, like Louis van Gaal, Rinus Michels, Johan Cruyff, and that are the big inspirers.
When you went into Go Ahead Eagles and you got them promoted for the first time in almost 2 decades, I think they hadn't been in the top flight in the Eredivisie for 17 years. How much did that put you on the map in terms of you being recognised as the manager that maybe you would become?
It's true. Go Ahead Eagles is a club is a good club in the Netherlands. Played in the 70s, a long time in the Premier League of the Netherlands, but after that they dropped, and yeah, they were in a bad shape. And my team, we bring the club back, and I'm proud of that. We succeeded in that. It was a great team. I managed there, looking back really with a lot of joy, and also proud that the team we created there, and till the day of today, I have still a good connection with many of those players, because we play first good football, but also we were really good connected with each other, and on the pitch we were really hard to beat, and finally we got promoted, and that was a great experience.
And in terms of your confidence, I'm sure winning must have built that as well. So going to Utrecht and helping them to 5th and 4th, I think you did in the league there, and then on to Ajax as well. Can you remember your ambitions at each stage in those? So when you were at Utrecht and then when you were at Ajax, what your ambitions did and how they grew maybe?
Everywhere where I was, of course, you wanted to win, but the philosophy doesn't change big. But the higher you come, the bigger the club is, and the much more resistance is there, and who you have to overwin and where you have to deal with, and that makes managing exciting, but also more difficult and more complicated. But yeah, I enjoy it. How bigger the challenge is, more joy, I would say.
So how much did what you've just said there have in the decision to go from Ajax to here at Manchester United?
Yeah, I think so. When you see my career, but I didn't plan because I think you can't plan, and also yeah, a little bit luck you need also, that you meet the right persons in your life, and that you are on the right moment on the right spot, but yeah, that is the way my pathway went, from Court Eagles to a bigger club as FC Utrecht. But I had a sidestep by Munich at the 23s, and then with all the experiences I had in the meantime, FC Utrecht, Ajax, and now Manchester United. So obviously I think yeah, every club is bigger.
And how much of your own self-belief and confidence did you need in terms of the decision to come here and in making them winners again here?
I have a self-belief. When you don't have, you can't succeed. And so I think I have enough skills. I have, in the meantime, enough of experience to bring a team further. And no matter what the level is, I can bring them to the maximum levels. So I believe in that I can manage that process.
And just finally for this, if I may, in terms of making the team better, whereas I know you can buy players, but do you get more satisfaction in the development of the players that you have got?
You need more processes. And so one point is bringing the right players in. But another thing is to develop the team, and then in the meantime also when you develop the team, you improve also the individuals, and bringing players up from the academy. So there are a lot of processes which you have to manage, but all three are nice to deal with, and gives energy, and you are meeting so many people, and you are meeting so many elements of football, and what help you to construct the best team.
And just finally then, and it's part of that